Welcome back for the second segment of the June 16th Trips and Traps. Andy Serling, Eric Donovan.
Two more races to bring you, some action from Belmont Stakes Day. And before we get to the Belmont itself, we're going to bring you the second race. This is a maiden special weight going 6.5 furlongs. A couple of horses we're interested in here, the 4 Crushing and the 8 Noble Doss.
Yeah, Crushing's a horse that a lot was made of his trip and his trouble. And ultimately, A, I think the trouble he had was his own doing, and B, I'll be honest with you, Eric, I thought he had every chance to win this race. They're both together here, the 8 in the outside Noble Doss and the 4 in the inside Crushing. I thought Noble Doss ran a much better race with his 4-wide chase the whole way around.
Oh, yeah, this was a big improvement for Noble Doss, just having him being up close to this pace and chasing the whole way around. Obviously, it was a tough setup for him, and he stays on to run well in here. But the horse down inside here is the one that people are talking about out of this race, Crushing, who's, at this point getting a very nice trip behind, a three-way speed battle with the 4th horse out there toward the outside, but he's sitting in that pocket right now.
It turned out making inside moves was a move that worked for a lot of people during the day, and that's what Castellano's doing in Crushing. He's trying to get through here, and you can see him in the inside. Noble Doss continues with his 4 to 5 wide trip. But if you watch, and I've watched ahead on this many times, David Cohen is riding the lead horse, Now Ashley, and not Now Ashley. And you could argue, some people say he came over. I don't believe he did. I believe that David did a very, very good race riding here, and that Javier is the one who had maybe 80% of the hold there. It got shut off. He also didn't stay that sharply, Eric.
No, he didn't, but he's got to take a little bit of time to drop back a little bit, go around horses, and come back to the outside. But still, for the most part, he did work out a good trip in here, and he's got 3/16 of a mile to make up 2.5 lengths.
And isn't he supposed to at least beat Noble Doss? I mean, it's a tribute to Noble Doss that with his wide chase, he was able to be there the whole way around, but he's still supposed to pick him up. And basically, he doesn't even pick up Not Now Ashley. I thought he hung in the stretch, and even though he had some trouble here, and I understand maybe if he smoothly got through on the inside, maybe he would have won. I don't think he would have won.
No, I don't think so either. I think you got to do a little bit better than 5th in that spot there. I mean, once you're in the clear with 3/16 of a mile to go, you should be able to pass one of those horses that's in front of you.
I think Crushing's going to be a big favorite next time he runs in this perceived trouble, and he had some trouble. I don't think it matters much. I look forward to betting against him.
All right, let's take a look at the big one. A lot going on in the Belmont Stakes, and we'll take a look at it from the start. We'll do a little bit of an ISO shot here on Animal Kingdom first, and obviously a ton of trouble for Animal Kingdom at the start, shortly after the start, which basically eliminated him from winning.
Yeah, this was some brilliant camera work that we just can't help but show, and you can see how amazing he clips heels. Johnny almost goes over the top of him. He has to regather himself, and he's lost his iron. You can really see here as he puts the iron back in. Amazing, amazing camera work.
Yeah, an amazing job by Johnny Velasquez as well, and he can't really concentrate on what's going on in the race right now because he's got to get himself back in the seat there. So he can't be worried about how far back he's falling, where the other horses are. He's got to be worried about getting himself back in so he can finish the race. And here's a look at the rest of the field from the start, and you'll see what happens there against Animal Kingdom.
Right. You can obviously see him dropping well back in there. Master of Hounds, who broke a little slow on the rail. I think he evaporated from there. The winner's in here in the pink. He's easy to see. Stay Thirsty's inside of him. You've got, I believe there is Brilliant Speed, a horse who ran well, and of course all the way in the back is Animal Kingdom. They'll separate themselves. The winner and the second place finisher, along with Shackelford, the ones that had the good trips in here. No, Shackelford just couldn't get the distance. I think that's the problem with him. Brilliant Speed ran well in here. Was the slop? Did he just have a tough trip? And Animal Kingdom obviously had a torturous trip.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Belmont Stakes. It really, in the end, it boiled down to trips. And you see the two horses that run 1-2 sitting right in behind Shackelford right here. Brilliant Speed's a little wide as they move around the first turn there. I didn't get the sense that the Brilliant Speed's jockey, Joel Rosario, really had a good idea of when he wanted to move. I think he thought a couple of times about moving forward a little bit, but elected to hold him a little bit longer. He was wide the whole way around there. A tough ride on a horse like this in this kind of race with the pace the way it unfolded. And, of course, Animal Kingdom well toward the back.
A great learning experience for Joel Rosario, who is as good a young rider as there is in the country. I mean, he doesn't need us to like him or not like him. He's obviously a terrific rider, but I think that Eric's right. He's never been in a race like this, in a situation like this, and a difficult horse to ride in adverse conditions. And all things considered, he wasn't as wide as some people suggested, but he was a good 4 wide, and it's not even the wide that bothered me, Eric, as much as he never found a comfortable groove in this race.
Yeah, well, when was the right time for him to move?
There wasn't one.
I mean, the pace is slow. We saw that the second and third horses, the second and third horses right now run 1-2. Well, do you want him to make a move down the backstretch to be closer to those horses, or do you want him to sit back and wait? I would say you probably want to sit back and wait and not make too much of an early move, but at some point, you got to get him into the race.
You do, but you got to dance a little with the girl that brought you there. I think he would have been better off if he had relaxed in the first turn and just sort of stayed in there, and he could have been back. Here's obviously the first two. He's out here. Animal Kingdom is back here. Yes, he was compromised, but maybe, just maybe, this was the position. And hey, it's retrospect. It's easy for me to sit there. I wasn't having to ride him in these conditions and do all this stuff. But maybe if he had gotten a more comfortable position, he had found a way to make a move. Would he have won? I don't know. But, as it turned out, he was just always sort of between a rock and a hard place. And you see him starting to commence his rally, and Animal Kingdom is really starting his rally back here. But so is Brilliant Speed moving up, and he makes that wide run. Looks like a winner to hang. But Javier waits patiently on the inside, and there's a whole bunch of different decisions that are made. I thought Javier rode extremely well on Stay Thirsty, who ended up staying the trip. You've got Brilliant Speed making that big move. You've got Animal Kingdom behind him, and you've obviously got the two sitting there. But it's really became trips because the track played towards speed, but Javier saved ground. And there's also a very great move made by the winner, Jose Valdivia, late in the stretch. As they line up in here, Animal Kingdom has made his run. He's now finished, unfortunately. Stay Thirsty on the inside, the winner ruler on ice. Brilliant Speed, who's had the wide trip, he'll do some hanging. He looks like a winner. But I thought there's a point here where Stay Thirsty was going to win, and Valdivia drifts down towards the inside to make it a little bit tight on him, and maybe, just maybe, that made a difference at the end.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to get his horse to get a good look at Stay Thirsty, too, to know what he did. But it was an excellent ride by both the first two finishers. I thought they just put the horses in the right spot, and the race kind of unfolded in their laps. I mean, the race kind of just, when Shackelford got a little bit tired, those were the two horses that were there. Brilliant Speed had, made his move and gotten a little tired, and Animal Kingdom, after what happened to start and making the big move around the turn, he was tired too. No one else came. The race was right there for them.
I guess the thing that the riders did the best, you could argue, was make an assumption that we're not going to beat Shackelford if Shackelford goes on with it, and so be it. But we're also not going to use our horses too early in trying to beat a horse that we're either not going to be able to beat or we're not going to have a problem with. And I think that really worked out very well for them because they didn't have to worry, when should I go after Shackelford? He'll take care of it one way or the other. All horses that ran well, and poor Animal Kingdom, I know Eric and I are in agreement, he was the best horse on Saturday.
He was the best horse on Saturday, in my opinion, the best horse throughout the Triple Crown Series. And we're excited to see what happens the rest of the year. I think he's got a leg up for three-year-old champion. Obviously, there's a long way to go, and with the three different winners of the three Triple Crown races, any one of those three horses can step up and have a big summer and fall, and they could be three-year-old champions. So it's going to make the summer and fall races very exciting.
Yeah, and obviously the Dwyer coming up here, and we'll see if our big horse, True Blue, Cool Blue Red Hot, can step forward, and maybe you have some horses you think can step forward. So let us know, and let us know what you think is going on in these races at Trips and Traps at NYRAInc.com.
Thanks for watching.